The button. The button has been pushed. Good morning, goons and goonettes. And all the other huevos rancheros out there. This is My Brother's an Idiot. We're back for another episode.
I have made a terrible mistake.
I'm not sure what's going on down south, but Matt appears to be extraordinarily hungover.
Oh, no, not at all.
He is.
No,
He's just...
that's not a thing. We're just leading into the hitman.
No, I know it's a thing. It's just not a thing on a Thursday.
Not a thing on a Thursday at all. It's not a thing ever.
I've seen it. It's a thing. It's just not a thing currently.
No, it's never a thing. I just get tired.
That's thing and gunny. Thursday hangovers was normal.
Oh, anyways, welcome back to the Idiot Brunch, the Goon Brunch with the Goons, the stuff with the thing, the Scramble,
the Idiot
stuff.
Scramble.
Yeah, all those things. We're gonna talk sports this morning, guys. With me today, I am Gold the Goon. With me today, of course, is owner and operator of Knox Nostalgic Collectibles from his office, Tank, and my brother, who thinks he's named the podcast after me, but really we know it's all of us. King of the Goons, King of the Smoke, King of the whatever the fuck else he wants to be king of, apparently wearing his shades indoors. Hi, Matt.
Broadcasting live from someplace.
Someplace that's not your actual
Place
home.
that's not my actual house. Yeah.
It looks like you're in Sean McVay's living room.
It kind of does.
Every time I see that, I'm like,
getting ready to do a
Sean
COVID,
McVay's house.
Getting ready to do a COVID draft.
Here I'm with Belichick and his dog.
Yeah, the only thing I need is Belichick's Shih Tzu.
You need a longer couch. You could look like Kingsbury's house.
There you go.
Well, since we're going to talk about some sports, and in the words of one of my favorite TikTokers who eats disgusting things, let's get into this.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Anyways,
the
he's just so
one was pretty good.
All of them are so disgusting and delicious and so hilarious. The other day he was eating, he was just sucking down glizzies and he kept choking on them. Because he was, Matt, did you freeze? What's going on with Matt's camera? Did he freeze?
Panic.
Matt?
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's frozen. Oh, good.
No.
All right, well, let's talk about week 4 in the NFL to start. Some really fun things happening in this game. We had some get-right stuff. Most importantly, okay, he's back. What the hell was that?
I have no idea. It just
Got
told me
glitched.
we lost your connection, and
The Matrix tried to bring him back in.
then I got flushed. I literally have not moved. I didn't touch a thing. I didn't do a thing. I
No,
left
we
and
saw-
came back in magically.
Yeah. You just had this.
Yeah. You both were like, and then the whole screen went black. What the fuck?
Well, anyways, I was talking about that the guy was sucking down glizzies and he kept choking on him as he was. Did you see that one? Where because he can swallow hot dogs whole.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's almost
But
as bad
anyways,
as
he's getting
hot
paid
dog
for it.
first off.
We aren't. So let's talk about week 4 in the NFL. Some really interesting points. First off, let's talk about how the Dolphins apparently are not very good when they play a good football team.
Yeah, they got curb stomped by the Bills.
I wouldn't say they're not necessarily not good. They just cannot play in Buffalo.
That
And
is
and
true as well.
have not been able to play in Buffalo for a very long time.
Oh, the entire existence of the franchise.
Yeah.
So that's not going to get fixed with 170-point game, right? They wish they would have saved some of those points for this one. They lost the game to the Bills 48-20. Other interesting scores around the NFL. The Browns no-showed. Even with, the hapless Ravens having no offense, Matt, seemingly no starters. Matt, what happened here?
They got Lamar Jackson, man. I mean, he absolutely dominated on the offensive side of the ball. And the Browns are the Browns. I mean, come on. They don't have their stud running back. Deshaun hasn't looked like Deshaun since he came back. He's clearly overpaid. And the team is just a mess. The Browns are just garbage this year with an albatross of a contract hanging over their heads. That they're not going to get any better until Watson's out of there.
Thank God. Yeah. As long as the Cleveland Browns are paying Deshaun Watson, I will actively root against them. I used to just think that they were the lovable losers and just kind of be like, oh, they lost again. That's so sad. But with that sack of shit there, I'm actively rooting against them every week. Tank, what do you think about that?
I agree with you 100%. And we saw something happen. That supposedly dominant defense got rolled. So maybe you need to figure out something to slow down your division rivals.
Yeah.
They hadn't given up a touchdown in 3 games until this one, guys.
Yeah. And half of Baltimore's offense hit the practice field this week. That was
exactly.
Yeah, you're going to get OBJ and Mark Andrews on the field at the same time with a healthy Gus Edwards. Forget about it.
Mm-hmm. Commanders are not a bad team, guys. They put up a fight in Philly.
Was that just because it was in division? Was that just one of those weird in division games where they play each other extra hard just because?
I don't think the Commanders are like the worst. They're a middling football team at worst.
Yeah, but they got absolutely smoked in week 3.
They have a lot of defensive talent.
People get smoked all the time. I mean, the NFL season is a marathon, not a sprint, even though it's only 17 games. And you're going to have swings like this with teams that play well against teams they shouldn't and play badly against teams they shouldn't. And you're going to see shit like this from time to time. You know, the hardest thing to do in the NFL besides win a road game in division is just win a division game because of the familiarity that you have playing these guys twice a year, every single year, and all the film that you have. So that's why it's so difficult to win these games. You know, Philly, Washington's always going to be tough. I think Philly probably had a little bit of an off day, but, you know, to Mark's point, he's right. Washington's not a terrible team. They're great, but they're not terrible.
They're middling at best.
I like that defense.
They've got a lot of talent.
The kids call it mid. They're mid.
Yeah, mid. Right. Don't ever say that again. Anyways.
They're mid.
Okay, you can say it as much as you want then.
Mid.
Shut up. Couple of games. I'm not going to go over all the games because we just don't have time or caring to do so. A couple of games I do want to touch on. First, the Sunday night game was actually fantastic, featuring the seemingly didn't really care until the last minute Chiefs and the Jets. What did you see in this one, Frank?
We saw the Patrick Mahomes is human display this week. Had a couple picks and probably should have had a couple more, to be honest. They got away with some shenanigans in this game. It easily could have went to the Jets.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think that the Chiefs cared until like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It just didn't look like they, it didn't look like that the Jets belonged in the game to the Chiefs. The way that Patrick Mahomes was throwing the ball around just kind of haphazardly. What did you see, Matt?
Again, this is one of those things where one team didn't really necessarily bring their A game the entire football game. I will tell you that I am sick and tired of Jets fans complaining about a holding call against Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is one of the grabbiest cornerbacks in the league and has been since he came in last year. That's karma, bitch. Live with it.
Is someone peeing into something currently?
Mark's typing something.
Oh, okay.
Ka-thunk. Yeah.
That's exactly what was happening.
Mm-hmm. And I think the Chiefs are starting to come back to earth. They haven't really had an easy game the entire season. We'll see what happens.
You're seeing a lack of You're seeing a general lack of talent on the outside for the Chiefs, and so his receivers aren't able to go up and get the ball anymore because they're just not as good this year. Marquez scouting.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
And
He's not a number one.
Valdez Scantling.
Right, sure.
Valdez Scantling.
Right, Marquez Valdez.
You're the guy who's supposed to be good at names.
Scantling.
Come on, pull it together.
It's too early for this shit.
I don't. It's your idea.
I know. I've only had a third of a Red Bull at this point. My brain's not functioning yet. He's not a number one receiver, and they're not getting any separation. So Patrick Mahomes is trying to get a bunch of 50-50 balls, and his receivers just don't have the talent to get it. That's a lot of what I saw. Yeah, Mahomes just didn't look like he cared until the fourth quarter. He was just playing football until the fourth quarter, and then he was like, "Oh, we should probably win this game." You know,
you're 100% right. That's what it looked like.
The last game I want to talk about, and it's just because we've made it a thing on this podcast because Frank made it a thing with his outlandish statements. Let's talk about Monday night, Frank. The stage is yours.
Hey, he's got the rushing yards. So I was right about that, apparently. But Jesus, was this not the worst version of the eye test for Daniel Jones? This was his worst game. And I understand they've taken bigger beatings, but he looked like he didn't know what the fuck was going on that entire game.
Literally, he looked lost.
Yeah,
you could see it in his eyes. He was lost.
He was running into sacks. He didn't know where to throw the ball. He didn't check his progressions seemingly the entire game. I don't know. That was just the worst performance I think I've seen from him, which is saying something, honestly.
I am going to do something, Matt, and see if you agree with me on this.
Oh, pray tell.
I'm going to give you one shot to get out of this Daniel Dimes thing.
Who, me?
Yes, Frank. I'm going to give you one shot. Denounce your faith in Daniel Dimes now.
Out of it? Wait a minute. You're going to let
That's
him
why
out
I
of
said
it.
something. That's why I said something to you.
After a season and a half of worshiping at the altar of Vanilla
Jesus,
Vic.
guys. I didn't stroke his dick. Jesus.
Not yet.
Not yet. Did you hear yourself last year? Did you hear yourself going into this year?
He looked good last year comparatively.
To what?
Comparatively, yeah.
Comparatively
to this year.
Yeah,
he played this year. He looked good last year.
He played better than you would in the NFL last year. You're absolutely right. Comparatively, he was fine.
Okay. He definitely is not the future of that team. I still think he is one of the better running quarterbacks, weirdly enough. But I think that's out of necessity that he's one of the better running quarterbacks.
He's running for his fucking life.
Exactly. I don't think he deserves the Vanilla Vic moniker anymore, though. And that's not because of his running ability. It's because even Vic was more accurate. And he wasn't even known for that.
It's obvious that he isn't preparing. He can't see a corner blitz coming off the backside that the entire world can see. He can't feel backside pressure off of any kind of blitz. He can't recognize different pressures and different coverage schemes. I will give you 11 sacks. Probably half of them are on his offensive line. But when you roll out into a sack, that is a problem. You have to work. You have to work with your offensive line in order to keep yourself on your own 2 feet.
Oh yeah, we're not going to scapegoat the offensive line. They are trash, but he made half of those sacks happen just by not recognizing what was happening.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so go ahead. If you're going to let him out of it, if he wants out of it, I guess we're going to let him out of it.
I denounce fealty to Danny Dimes, and he is still one of the better running quarterbacks. But that
No. You're not allowed to say anything nice. It's denounce and he's trash.
Denounce and he's trash, or you're still on the hook.
You can't hedge. There's no hedging.
He's trash. That entire offense is trash, and I don't know what's happening.
and he's on pace for 735 yards. So that
Frank, I'm sorry, your NFL coaching career I don't think is going to last the entire season.
Got my twin Dable over there.
That
That makes me
picture
feel
I sent
sad,
you guys
honestly.
with Dable just looking at him in like 7 different poses, and it looks just like this guy.
Well, it makes you wonder, like, was giving him the bigger contract Dable's decision, or was that the GM?
No, it's
Oh,
a
that's
GM
100%
decision.
the GM's decision.
Because
Yeah,
he was
Dable
looking
doesn't
at him
have-
like, what the fuck are you doing on this
Yeah.
field right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dable doesn't have that kind of stroke.
So he might get another year if they cut and run.
How do you know about Dable's stroke?
Dude, it's a figure of speech.
I know, but you said it. It's still funny. Okay. Done talking about week 4. I mean, we can talk about the Broncos, I guess. Squeaking
I
one
would-
out.
You can check the chat on our chat. I legitimately thought they were tanking in that game for the first 3 quarters. I was like, are they trying to fail right now? Because nothing's working against the shittiest team in the league.
I was true to my word. I listened to the radio call of the first quarter and 2/3 while we were going up to the mountains. But I didn't watch any of the game, so I don't really know anything that happened. I couldn't even say that I was listening to any of the game because Dave Logan was so monotone through the whole thing that it was hard to tell what was going on.
That
Here's what
defense was
happened.
out of position the entire game.
Go ahead, Matt.
Jesus. Hold on. I'm getting something happening on a website that's like yelling at me. Jesus God almighty, shut up. Holy crap.
You're supposed to close those
Okay.
before we
All right.
get into the...
I was on
Okay.
a stats website, and all of a sudden it started playing an ad, and it was talking to me about Xfinity, which was a really good time. Here's what happened. The Broncos have never, ever, ever been able to play well at an 11 o'clock start time. And so they needed to wake the fuck up. And it took until the second half to do so. And Chicago is an absolutely terrible team. And Denver is the better of the 2 trash teams.
Yeah, they made Justin Fields look like an all-star in that first half.
Yeah. And then they made him look like a rookie in the second.
Yeah, they completely embarrassed him once they switched the schemes up.
Mm-hmm.
Before we move on, we do need to talk about the elephant in the room. The Broncos have made a change this week. They went and tried to make a trade and couldn't find a trading partner for one of maybe the worst mistakes outside of Dale Carter that I've ever seen. Randy Gregory is no longer a Bronco, boys. You want to wish him a farewell?
Yeah, adios. Have fun not trying on another team.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to that? I mean, he has the talent, but
Yeah,
good God,
He's
doesn't
never
care.
had the effort. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a problem in Dallas the entire time. He was suspended for more than one time. You know, I think he
that was all
lost.
weed stuff.
Yeah, the suspension was weed stuff, and I don't really care about that.
But he's had an
The issue I
attitude
have-
issue the entire time he's
True.
been in the NFL.
The problem I have
and
with
he
him
can't
is
stay
a lack
healthy.
of effort. Right, lack of effort.
Lack of
Right.
effort,
Just-
for sure.
I think he's got 5 sacks. Excuse me, 5 sacks in his career with Denver.
No, 3.
3 sacks
3
in
sacks.
his career with Denver. Yeah.
3 sacks
So-
in 2 years. He got paid, guys. He got paid, guys, $9 million per sack.
Whereas on the other
So,
side, Nick
solid.
Bonito looks like he might finally give a shit. And
He's always given a shit. He just needed to figure out how to play with his undersized frame.
yeah, he looked good in the second half of that game.
And when Browning comes back, maybe we'll see a little bit more of an oomph to the pass rush. Without Gregory just eating space on the side, on one side, and you can get more of those guys rotating through. Maybe we'll see some of Drew Sanders playing in that pass rushing role as well.
Maybe Frank Clark will show up to a game this year.
Don't
He's still
look forward
hurt.
to that. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a waste of fucking money. The Broncos in free agency just have not been good the last 2 decades.
Allen was a good pickup. He seems
That's not. Well, hold on a second. That's 2 decades. That's a little bit of an exaggeration.
Right.
I give you Akeem Talib,
Denzel Ward. No, TJ Ward.
not TJ Ward.
Well, I mean, all of that was the Peyton Manning effect, right? So,
True.
but that was in the last 2 decades. I understand I made a mistake saying that, but the fact of the matter remains that George Payton is terrible at selecting talent that is already developed in the NFL. He's much better at college development, and we're seeing that now. They need an adult in the room who can actually select talent and grow their own. They don't have the draft picks to do so. George Payton to me just seems like a ghost in a shell, just eating up salary again to me at this point.
I get that.
He's great at talent evaluation for a college players. As far as fully developed players, his picks have not been good.
He should be a college
signings
scout,
have not been good.
Alex Singleton wasn't a bad pickup.
One.
I'll give you once Powers and McGlinchey start playing a little bit better.
No, you can't say either one of those guys are any worth a shit until they actually start playing better. So I will give you those.
They played pretty good in that game on Sunday. Kept Russell.
One game does not make a career, my friend.
Okay. Well, they've only had 4 of them together.
True.
And
3 of them
not even full games at this.
3 of them have 3. Well, 3 of them, the whole team has been bad.
Yeah.
Let's just.
And what's with George Payton picking up players who immediately are hurt right after they sign? Randy Gregory.
That's
as soon as he signed the ink, he needed shoulder surgery. Mike McGlinchey didn't play the entire offseason. You don't think that hurt the cohesiveness of the offensive line?
Oh, of course not. But you're going to hang an injury on the guy that signs him? That's not entirely.
Do your homework.
You think they didn't? You think they didn't send the guy to a doctor? That's just a bullshit take. You know it.
No, it's not.
I will say this
it's
though.
Not.
I
Fuck
think
you. That's
stupid.
That's stupid.
That is a bullshit take.
Randy Gregory, as soon as he signed, was like, "Guess what, guys? I'm going to be out for half of the season for a shoulder injury." You don't think that they could have? You don't think that they could have seen a doctor and just been like, "Oh, his shoulder's."
You think they didn't? You think they did?
I think they.
A doctor.
They're throwing bad money at bad. That's just bad money at bad.
Standard operating procedure when you sign a guy is he has to pass a physical. Yep. Every single time.
Then why is he requiring, season-changing shoulder surgery the second he signs a massive deal?
You can't answer that. You and I don't know what happened. None of us know what happened. But
I can tell you what happened is Randy Gregory got 3 sacks over the course of a season and a half.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Trash player. And you look at the history of Randy Gregory, he was that guy the entire season, but yet you still threw $28 million guaranteed at the guy. That was an awful signing.
You're absolutely right. Awful signing.
Yeah.
But to say that George Payton's
I can't say that Ben Powers and Mike McGlinchey are worth a shit until they're actually worth a shit. You can't.
True.
You cannot say, "Oh, they're going to be okay." No, we don't know that until that.
Right. But George Payton can't predict that McGlinchey's going to pop a knee the third practice in preseason. You just can't hang that on a guy. And that's my.
I've already done it. So
I think I'm
not changing my opinion on that.
Good. It's still bullshit.
And the Alex Singleton call out, I will say this could have been him just tripping over his dick into something good because no one knew that Singleton was going to pop out like that and just become the all-star middle linebacker.
Well, he's not an all-star. He's good.
A potential
happened to lead.
That guy's he really good.
Happened to lead the team in tackles last year. He's playing a little bit subpar to that level this year. To be honest, the entire defense is playing a little bit subpar.
I was going to say, I don't think that's his fault because he's running around like a madman still trying to make shit happen.
He hasn't looked great. The linebackers have not looked great as a unit.
So let's move on from that just real quick, guys, because we do have some other stuff to get to, but
yeah,
and Mark's got to get to work.
Right,
exactly.
But one more thing I wanted to cover with the Broncos and see what you guys thought about. It may not be time for the defensive coordinator to go, but the defensive coordination has to change. What I'm seeing right now with the defense is the players are moving very slowly. They're not recognizing offenses. That to me tells me that the scheme is too detailed and they need to simplify it in order to start reading the offenses correctly. You're getting torched by these guys because you see guys out of position in different places. That's 100% on the coordination. And in order to change that, if you don't want to fire the guy who's in charge mid-season, which whatever. If you want to, great. If you don't, great. But you still have to change something with that defense, right? You gave up 70 points 2 weeks ago, and you gave up 21 in the first half to Justin Fields, who is not a good quarterback, right? So something has to change. So you have to simplify, eliminate some things, start dialing up something else. Whatever you're doing is not working.
I think that was what I said last week.
And the reaction
an issue.
time, to what is happening on the field for this defense just shows me that the play calling is too complicated for these guys to get into the positions they need to do their job. And the only way to fix that is to simplify things. So before we fire a defensive coordinator, if you want to, that's great. I'm fine with it. But before we do that, can we just simplify the defense and see what happens? Because this is roughly the same group we had last year.
Yeah, they're just playing out of position constantly. Somehow.
Because the coaching has not been good.
Yeah.
Matt?
I got nothing. Carry on.
Okay. All right, Mr. Sunglasses, tell me why you're wearing the sunglasses.
Because we're the hitman. It's all Vegas all the time, baby. And we gave away how many appetizers last week?
One. It was a tie.
You're welcome, Tammy.
Yeah, it was
Tammy picked out of her mind.
It's officially a morning betting
we missed 3 games last week, gentlemen. We play a confidence pool with the guys at work. We are in charge of doing the picks for the restaurant. We call it Pew Pew Pick'em. And we missed 3 games last week. So we missed the 1-point game, the 2-point game, and the 6-point game. We got a total of 124 points out of a total of 136. That is a job well done, gentlemen. I am very proud of us for that. That is awesome. I will say I am a little bit sad because 2 of us picked another team, and then we went with the guys who eventually lost anyways. Frank and I picked the hapless Ravens because they were so hurt, and Matt picked the Browns, and we were like, all right, well, the Browns are going to win the game, but we can't pick Cleveland, so Frank and I picked the other 2. Had we stuck with what we thought, we would have had 126 points, and nobody would have gotten an appetizer. But so fuck Cleveland. Anyways, but job well done on Pew Pew Pick'em last week, guys. You want to take a bow? But all right,
it's kind of hard to do when I'm sitting in a chair and John McVay's living room.
It was more of a verbal bow than anything. Like, fuckers.
Yeah.
All right, so again, let's get into this week's Pew Pew Pick'em, shall we, guys? First game on the docket for Week 5 in the NFL. You've got the Bears, who are still not with a win, going into Washington to face the Commanders. The Commanders are favored by 5.5 in this game. 5.5 point favorites in this game for Washington. Matt, tell me what you see. Go.
Yeah, Chicago is done for the year. This is going to be Washington all the way.
Cool. Frank, go.
5 seems low. I'm going to go bigger than that, and Washington takes this.
Cool. I am going to go with the clean sweep on that one. We have the Commanders winning that game in Washington. Next game on the docket is actually kind of a good game. Early morning in Buffalo. You've got the Jaguars, who are not looking as good as they are supposed to be, but still winning some football games. They're just not winning them as dominantly as I think that some of the pundits would have seen. But they're going into Buffalo, where Buffalo is a 5.5 point favorite as well at home. Matt, what do you see in this one? Go.
Jacksonville outplayed a lesser Atlanta team. Buffalo smacked Miami. It's in Buffalo. This is Buffalo all the way.
Okay, Frank?
Yeah, second trip from Florida to Buffalo. They're going to get crushed.
All right, I agree with that one. I think that they're going to cover the spread in that one as well. I don't think the Jaguars score more than 18 points in this game. Next game on the docket, it is an AFC North showdown. What does that mean? That means that this game is going to be low scoring and ugly. We have got the Ravens from Baltimore going to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers, who are Kenny Picketless, I think, at this point. The Ravens
He's
on
day
the
to day. He's day to day.
That injury did not look good.
He's not, but he's day to day. He's got a bone bruise.
Let me tell you. Anyways, the Ravens going on the road into Pittsburgh in a division game are favored by 4. That must be the Lamar Jackson effect. That seems like a big number to me. Frank, go ahead and tell me what you see in this one.
That seems like an interesting number, but I'm going to go with the Ravens putting it together again.
Matt?
All of the Ravens' offense comes off of IR this week. They're fine. It's Baltimore.
Yeah, I think they cover too. I'm not even going to write down our little initials on that. We have 3 clean sweeps on the first 3 games, guys.
Wow.
Nice harmony. I like it. This is where things get interesting with the spreads, guys. The next game is in Detroit. The Lions are hosting the Panthers. The Lions are favored by 10 at home. Do they cover the spread? Matt, tell me.
Yep.
Frank?
They sure do.
Frank?
That's a big spread, but yeah, Detroit is a lot better team.
Man, do the Panthers have anything going for them?
No.
The quarterback isn't completely shit.
No, the quarterback's fine. He just has no one to throw it to.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find somebody. Be on the lookout for Cortland Sutton to Carolina in the near future.
I've heard rumors of another Broncos receiver going to
or the other one, right?
the
The guy who got caught talking shit to everyone this week.
That guy that rhymes with Schmery Schmoody. Yeah, that guy.
That idiot. Next game on the docket. This one I'm not going to go over a whole lot of just because it's kind of a boring game. The Houston Texans are in Atlanta. Atlanta is favored by 1.5. Matt, tell me what you see.
Houston looks decent. Give me the Texans.
Frank?
Oh, this is where we're going to change off. Houston does look good, but I think this is a home game and it's a get-back game for Atlanta.
Okay, so I will break the tie, and I will say that the Texans will win on the road. And I will put the T right there underneath Atlanta just so we know. Okay, next game on the docket. Another boring one, guys. This is the New Orleans Saints go up to Foxborough and play the Patriots. The Patriots are favored by 1 at home. Matt?
Give me the Saints. Fuck New England.
Frank?
Mac Jones is trash.
I agree with the fuck New England thing, but I don't think that happens twice. New England wins this at home.
Who's playing quarterback for the Saints this week?
Derek Carr.
Okay, so the Saints are going to win this one. It's a clean sweep.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Okay.
You broke the tie.
Yep.
He underneath that one as well. All right, guys, another giant spread. I say Giants because the New York Football Giants featuring
call them the New Jersey Giants at this point.
Featuring Daniel Nichols is going to Miami to take on the Dolphins, who are favored by 11.5 at home. Do they cover the spread, Matt?
11.5. No. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Just
Frank?
to be contrarian.
Frank?
I think it's a cover, and I think Danny gets sacked another 8 or 9 times.
Over under. Do the Dolphins beat the Giants by more or less than they sacked Daniel Dimes by?
More.
Okay.
More.
Cover the spread and get more points. Okay, cool. We will go down to Indianapolis now, where the Colts are bringing in the Tennessee Titans, who are favored by 1.5 on the road. Frank, what do you see?
Ooh, I don't think that happens. I think Indy takes this. Richardson's looking really good right now, and a home game is good for him.
All right, Matt?
Yeah, I think I have to agree.
Cool. I will make it a clean sweep, say Colts at home on that one, even though the Titans are favored on the road. Next game, and this one confuses the shit out of me. This is just bad and bad. The Bengals are going into Arizona, and in the desert, the Bengals are favored by 3 on the road. Matt, what do you see?
Josh Dobbs ain't him. Give me the Bengals to fix it against the Cards.
Okay, Frank?
Yeah, God, I got to counter that, man. Until they prove that they're actually good, I'm going against the Bengals. Arizona at home.
All right. I'm going to go with Vegas on this one to break the tie. I'm going to just say the -3 just shows that Vegas thinks that they're good. Anyway, so I'm going to go with the Bengals. So we've got 3 games now that I've had to break ties on, and unfortunately, Frank, I'm not agreeing with you on any of them.
Oh, I get it.
It's nothing personal, I promise.
I'm kind of a contrarian to begin with, so I get it.
No, I know, and usually I am. Actually, all 3 of us are shit. The Eagles from Philly are going into Los Angeles to take on the Rams. The Eagles are favored by 4.5 on the road. Matt, you want to tell me about this one?
Number seems low. Give me the Eagles easy.
Frank?
I think Nuka still gets his yards, but yeah, let's go with the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going to make it a clean sweep. Eagles cover. Next game is also on the road. The Chiefs are favored by 4.5 going into Minnesota. Frank, what do you see?
Minnesota sucks, dude. They lose this.
Matt?
Yeah, it's going to be another 21-17 game, but it's the Chiefs all the way.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I almost think that after all the trash that the national media said about Mahomes this week, you could see the Chiefs coming out and just getting big on this one and putting up 50 on them. You could see it. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. The next one is near and dear to our hearts. We will be at the game on Sunday. I don't know, Matt. Are you taking Mrs. Matt with you to the game?
Yep. The Queen Goon is coming.
Awesome. So it'll be the 4 of us at the game on Sunday as the Broncos take on the Jets. The Broncos are currently favored by 1.5 at home. Matt, what do you see?
Broncos are going to win. That's all I can say.
Okay.
I can't not.
I think we have an addition by subtraction week, and Denver takes this at home.
I agree. I think that we're going to see a little bit of simplifying of the defense, like I thought like I talked about earlier. And they're going to have to just to face this quarterback who's not, the world beater. So, yeah, the Broncos win at home. They cover the 1.5.
The over-under on this one is how many touchdowns does Mims get out of nowhere?
2. 1.5.
Exactly.
Next game.
Under. Give me the under because the Jets defense is actually pretty good.
They're actually really good. And they'll just lock
Special
up
teams.
sauce on him.
Mm-hmm. Well, you only have one sauce.
Yeah,
exactly.
Next game is this is going to be a fun one. I believe this is on Sunday night in San Francisco. The Niners are favored by 3.5 at home against the Cowboys. Matt, tell me what you see in this one.
49ers are the best team in football. That number's way too low. It's going to be
Frank?
the Niners easy.
Yeah.
Frank?
That 3.5 is egregious, dude. Yeah, Niners at home.
Yeah, I don't see the Cowboys coming out of this one alive. Going with full agreement on there.
They're missing too many pieces on defense.
Last game on the docket for me, guys, this week is going to be the Packers on the road taking on the Raiders. The Packers on the road are favored by 1 in Las Vegas. Matt, what do you see in this one?
2 of the worst teams in the league, 2 of the worst coaches in the league. I don't even think we're going to see Jimmy G, but give me the Raiders at home.
Wow, beat the buzzer on that one.
Mm-hmm. Look at that.
Did you say give me the Raiders at home?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I said give me the Raiders.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
You were too worried about listening to Yoda.
I think the Raiders are too garbage. I've got the Packers on this.
All right, I got to break a tie again. My wife's not here, so that changes things none because she's not pre.
You already know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, no, I'm still gonna take the Packers on this
Yep.
one on the road just because fuck the Raiders. So yeah, so we've got 4 ties in this one, guys. I have picked against Frank in 3 of them and against Matt in 1. So good job, guys. Hopefully we have another great week on that. We'll see how it goes, shall we? We will see how it goes. The MLB playoffs have started, and the wild card round is over. It kind of came and went, like the French army.
Two things in the wild card round.
Yeah, Matt, you got anything you want to say about the MLB playoffs here?
No. Hockey's about ready to start. That's what I know about the MLB playoffs.
Not only that, but we got the basketball coming too.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Rangers sweeping the Rays was a little weird, but yeah.
I mean,
who's got a trash truck outside of their house right now?
I can tell you just from the way my dog is longingly looking at the trash cup, wanting to go chase after it, that it's at my house.
Got it.
We did have another entrance into the Spiders Cup in the last bit of the regular season. We had 4 total people that made it into the 100 game loss club. I am a little bit sad that the Cardinals didn't make it, but they didn't really stand a chance in that. Frank, who's the new boy?
No, we got our last one. The White Sox finished it with 101 losses. So there's 4 new entries into the Spiders Cup.
Woohoo! And the Athletics lost 112 games, guys.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's reprehensible.
Just trash.
God, they just want to move to Vegas so badly.
Mm-hmm.
They got the golden crown of garbage this year.
The golden crown of shit rests upon the head of the Oakland Athletics.
Exactly.
So congratulations to the Oakland Athletics. You guys have defined futility in baseball this year. I mentioned it briefly a second ago, but the National Basketball Association has begun its routine of off-season stuff. They did media day the other day. There was a lot of stuff that came out of that. One of the things that came out of it is LeBron James apparently doesn't get enough love on his barbershop show. And now that the Kelces are popular, he wants to butt into their shit. He wants to join the podcast. What do you guys think about that?
Not surprising. And weirdly enough, the final thing that came out of it was that it's an open invite to their brother from Ohio.
So, is this the Taylor Swift effect, Matt?
I haven't got the slightest idea of what's going on. I don't pay attention to LeBron in his out of basketball stuff. I could care less.
He's an idiot. His teammate's an idiot too.
Yeah, this is the one I wanted to talk about.
Anthony Davis went on the record and said that he can't wait until the finals or the I guess the playoffs start again and they're back in Los Angeles, and he thinks it's going to go differently for him. Matt, what do you think about Anthony Davis's remarks about how Joker is not going to get over the Lakers this year?
Yeah, so that team hasn't gotten appreciably better. As a matter of fact, it's gotten older. We know that Anthony Davis is incapable of playing an entire season. Hell, he's incapable of playing an entire game staying on his own 2 feet. The man spends more time on his back than he does under the rim. And the Nuggets swept them in the playoffs as currently constructed. There's no way that the Lakers are going to get over in any sense of the word. You may steal a game here and there because they're going to play 4 or 5 times. That's going to happen. It's a long season. Anthony Davis needs to shut his yap, quit worrying about what some radio guy in Denver says about being their daddy, and play basketball. But we all know that he can't. What the hell is happening?
Fidget toy. Keeps me from grabbing other things on the counter.
Yeah, that's 100% true, though. Yeah, Anthony Davis, just shut the fuck up, dude. Until you guys prove it on the court, shut up.
Well, who cares what Anthony Davis thinks? Like that. Why is he even going out there and saying this trash and just giving the Nuggets bulletin board material?
Do you know why? Do you know why? Because he is mentally not tough. He is not strong internally. And he lets shit like this get under his skin. And it's been the case his entire career. I can't wait till we beat them on the home floor Ball Arena, for which I have tickets, when we raise the banner and everyone gets to laugh at how ineffective he is.
Because he's trash.
Yeah.
He's a really good player. It just
He's famous. He's famous for not being able to play a full season and eyebrows.
correct.
Yeah. That's all I really have to say about that. Frank?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like he's not trash, but God, he's injured so damn much that as good as he is, he's not on the fucking court.
Right.
You know? You can't do anything about that. The best ability is availability.
I heard it said once that toughness is a mindset, and he clearly doesn't have that mindset.
Well, guys, I mean, that really rounds out the stuff that I wanted to talk about this morning. Matt, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Nah. I got to go to work.
Me too.
Oh, one very small piece of information. Since Dame Lillard decided to go to the Bucks, apparently Jimmy Buckets wants to become the lead singer of Good Charlotte. So,
and we called it Drew to the Celtics.
yep.
Yeah, right. I thought the Jimmy Buckets thing was kind of cute. He looked more like Andre 3000 from Hey Ya than the Good Charlotte guy, but
Oh, he went full emo since Dame went. Decided to go to Milwaukee.
Tonight's the night, I swear to say, I call for you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
He had the fake lip ring and everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time.
Yeah, you see, Bam couldn't hold it together the entire photo shoot.
Oh yeah.
He's
What
like,
are you doing? What the fuck
are
your
you
hair?
doing? It's like, shit,
good.
are you wearing?
So good.
Yeah, that's really all I've got for you guys for breakfast this morning. Sorry there's no bacon or eggs or anything, but that's in the refrigerator that's over there. Matt, you want to do the social thing?
Make sure you follow us at all of our social channels. You can find My Brother's an Idiot on Facebook. Search for that. Find the black logo. We'll let you in. Mark's Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok are all at Popple Time. My Twitter is at Populupagus, as is my Twitch. You can also find My Brother's an Idiot on Twitch and Twitter at The Idiot Goons. My TikTok is at King Goonsmoke.
Frank, you want to pump some things?
Yeah, find me at Knox Nostalgic Collectibles and Tank Knox on all the socials.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. Well, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed us. If don't bet on us for gambling. If you do, you're probably not doing things right in your life. For Frank, for Matt, for the absent Milty.
We love you, Milty.
For the absent dipshit.
We love you, dipshit.
For I don't know who else. Anybody else that we need to mention here? I don't think so, right? This has been the Idiot Scramble. My brains are scrambled, and I've got to get scrambling. So we love you, Gene Mingo, bruh, all the stuff.